Hi, I'm Dr. Candace Jones with the American Academy of Pediatrics. I know we're all looking forward to getting back to life after the pandemic. That's why now is the time to get your kids caught up on their childhood vaccines, so they'll be protected from things like measles and meningitis when the world starts to open up again. When you call your pediatrician to schedule their checkup, it's a superhero moment. Call your pediatrician today.
Hey, Peanuts! Welcome to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, a Wednesday night show that features the sports opinions of the fans sitting up in peanut heaven. This show airs Wednesday nights here on Beaver County Radio, and it is brought to you by TEK Roofing Specialist in Elwood City. The phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Now, let's introduce your host for the show, Scott Kincaid and Bryan Pasquale.
Hey, guys. It's already messing up. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
All good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I heard a little crackle over here. Hey, guys. Welcome back. It's been a week. The Hey Peanuts Sports Show. Scott and Bryan here. BP is in the house.
Good to be here.
It is. I've been excited all week. I really kind of wish we did this every day because I get so hyped on Thursday and I put together a show, and by the next Wednesday, that show is so
6 days
last
ago.
week. Correct. Anyway, thank you for listening. We really appreciate all the followers out there on Facebook. If you haven't seen it yet, it's beavercountyradio.com and Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. You can also reach us at 724-843-1888.
Definitely want to hear some Pirates calls today.
Definitely want to hear some Pirates calls. I got to mention these guys still real quick. TAMKO Building Supplies, helping bring you the show here. If you want to check out their shingles, the Titan XT, you go to TAMKO.com. That is TAMKO.com. It stands for Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, which is where they formed out of many, many years ago. It was the 40s. They've been around a long time, and that's the shingle that I put on TEK Roofing, 412-969-1167. Okay, enough of the ads. Let's talk about Pirates, Bryan. What do you got? Because I'm going to refrain from being negative on the radio, and hopefully you have something positive to say.
It's going to be tough to be positive after the last 10 games. I do recall you saying they were going to have 88 wins, and then there was a point a couple weeks ago where you were saying 100 and some, and now I'm wondering if you're going to take some of that back.
Well, when you said that, I heard that Price is Right sound when you lose in the back of my head. Wop, 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 wop.
Right.
But, I mean, I did see some light today. Here's the thing. We're in the poo pile of the Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the Brewers are not
We're
playing
in
well.
first place. So we can complain all we want, but we're in first place. And so as long as they're losing, if we're losing, we're figuring it out. They're figuring it out. As long as we figure it out before they do and stay in first place, it's all about what's going to happen at the end of the season, isn't it? Instead of right now, we are, 9 out of the last 10 we lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks, Mitch Keller. We appreciate that one win.
Yeah.
It only
Complete
took
game.
a complete game, 9 innings, scoreless, and that hasn't happened in 5 years for the Pirates. So thank you, Mitch Keller, for not making it an 0 for 10 run here.
And please, Pirates, be relevant by the trade deadline, because if not, Mitch Keller's pitching for whoever's relevant, because that's what we do here in Pittsburgh. Again, I'm trying not to be negative.
Well, positive today. Andrew McCutchen was 3 for 3 with a walk.
7 home runs. That's great.
So, that was positive today. Just wasn't enough. Especially I got to watch the 8th and the 9th inning today, and all we did was strike out. And it seemed like it was the same little, I don't know if it was like a slider or a little drop-off curveball, but we just kept whiffing in key moments to get the win. Ended up losing 3-4.
They beat us the same way we were beating everybody at the beginning of the year. bring in some hot bullpen. The bullpen, we meant to talk about it over a few of the episodes here, and we just never got to it because that's the nature of the bullpen. They get no glory.
Yeah.
They just don't get any glory. And today, the Rockies bullpen gets the glory, I think, in this one because they pitched lights out, and in the sixth inning, bases loaded, no outs, and what happened? Strike out my man Joe Dirt, and then ground into a double play, and it's over. It was a weird double play too. It wasn't even like a normal double play, right?
Right. And then the 8th inning, he threw kind of sidearm. I'm not quite sure of the pitcher for the Rockies, but it was just strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Strike 1, strike 2, strike, and he was just throwing, and then, and that was the top of our order. Brian Hayes, love him at third base, but at the leadoff spot, he is not a leadoff batter.
He's increased though. You had him at below 200 last week, and now he's
254. He's the only one up from last week.
Okay,
on the entire team.
So we can't talk bad about him. We're going to try and stay positive.
Right. I said he was great at third base.
Yeah, but his bat was okay today. He did get a hit.
Right.
I saw that one. I saw it. Interestingly enough, I saw the first half eating lunch, and then I had to go. And for some reason, it's just not broadcast except for AM radio on the day games. I couldn't find it anywhere.
That was weird.
It is weird. Did we broadcast it?
We did, right here on 99.3 FM and 95.7.
Well, I was in Pittsburgh. So I live in Beaver. And so I found it on an AM station. So I'm listening to AM.
Well, as soon as you get to
this kid
close to the border here, you got to just flip on Beaver County Radio.
Exactly. 99.3, 95.7.
Problem solved.
We carry out that far.
And we did.
Right.
As soon as we got on the turnpike, I was able to put on 99.3.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, but by then it was 4-3. And there, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3.
Right.
Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. It was
sad. The hitting has gone away in this last 10 games. The pitching's gone away as well. We haven't even had a chance for Bednar to come out and do anything. He pitched today in the 9th inning to hold the 4-3 lead the Rockies had. But once again, the bats just didn't show up in the 9th.
Correct. I know. I can't explain it. It's a long season.
It is a long season. There's gonna be lots of ups and downs.
I think you just don't kick the gift horse in the mouth there, as far as we're in first place.
Right. If we would ask at the beginning of the season, what are we, almost 40 games in, and the Pirates were 21-17, everybody would have taken that, I think, in this entire city.
Absolutely.
So outside of this 10-game skid we've had, minus the Mitch Keller game, we'll call it, we do have some tough matchups coming up on the road.
Well, I mean, like at the beginning of the year when we were doing well, and I'm around a lot of sports fans all day from Pittsburgh. I work in Pittsburgh. And so most of these guys are negative every year after year after year since Kutch left, or even the year before Kutch left. They've just been, I'm not going to give that guy no more money. We're not trying to win. We're going to suck, and the Pirates suck, and the Pirates suck. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
You just did.
Still
twice.
I'm still learning the etiquette. And so all of a sudden this year, I saw, okay, there's this excitement. And we felt that excitement even last week. Everybody was excited. Even the naysayers were excited and had egg on their face, and this is a real team. And it just took getting swept by what I think are the two best teams in baseball. They're the two best teams. They're going to be there. If you watch baseball and you watch these two teams play against our Pirates, you can see that these are two really, really good baseball teams that should and probably will be in the end.
Well, there's another team that's coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that could be in that conversation too.
Yeah, that's a surprise. It's a surprise.
The whole East is tough. The American League East.
I would say if you went to Baltimore right now, you would have the same euphoric newness about what's going on in their city about baseball like we had about a week ago. And all they need is a losing streak in Baltimore fans.
They might be talking about Lamar Jackson, though, there.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Not to mention that last year, I mean, because the difference between the two is that last year the Orioles had a rebounding year. Like, they were just a few games shy of the playoffs. Like, the Pirates, nobody expected this.
Right.
Nobody expected this at all.
From 200 losses in the last 2 seasons to this start, you're absolutely correct.
Nobody I've heard as far as the experts, and we don't need to mention names because they're self-proclaimed experts on the radio, Team A, Team B, whatever. They all say 72 wins, 76 wins, 78 wins, and that'll be a stretch if we get that. And they're talking about this during their losses against Toronto, and we're looking at this big, long streak of losing. I know we should have probably won the series against Colorado, but, again, we're in first place. I understand where they're coming from, but I also understand the principle here is you win your division, you're in the playoffs, and a lot of teams came from the wild card spot to win the World Series. So
the Pirates have never won their division
absolutely.
since it went to the Central.
That's correct.
So,
Not since 92.
I mean, I don't care if we're 82 and 80 and we win the division. I'm taking it because we've won 98 games and didn't win the division. So,
yes, I'm excited. Still, deep down, it's disappointing. It's heartbreaking to watch them. It's a football town, Pittsburgh. Wouldn't you agree?
absolutely.
Much as I love baseball and I want it, and the Pirates have a great history here, it's a football town. Football happens 17 Sundays a year, or Thursday, or Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday,
Friday
or
now,
whatever,
I think.
whatever they're going to do.
That's right, yeah.
And so the fans here are geared up with every game counts, and even more so than hockey, every game counts, more so than baseball. So it's okay to lose a few games. It's terrible when you lose 6 in a row. You should have picked up one of those games, you would think. But it also seems to time out too. They took advantage. Good teams take advantage of your weakness. Where's our weakness? Minus O'Neal Cruz. That's where it's at. That's where they've been taking advantage of it. You rattle that guy, he can't hit. The catcher can't. Our catcher can't hit. I don't understand how we can't find somebody for the minimal pay that can actually catch the ball and hit better than 150.
We have 2 of our best prospects in the minor leagues are catchers.
Why aren't they up here?
Because
what's holding them up?
Because the Pirates want them to get experience catching. They can hit. They're number 1 draft picks. They can hit, but the Pirates want them to get experience catching. I'm more concerned about why isn't DeLay playing more? He's batting over 300. I know it might be an anomaly, but that's better than 150. I mean, that's like a pitcher's going up there with Austin Hedges.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost willing to research all the pitchers and how well do the pitchers hit, and then let DH for the pitcher. Let the pitcher. If Garrett Cole was on the mound, I'd rather Garrett Cole hit than Hedges.
Yeah, there's been plenty of pitchers that can hit better than Austin Hedges.
Correct. We can talk about that more. Do you remember the catcher that we used to have went to Stallings? Do you remember this kid?
Yeah, his dad was the Pitt basketball
position
coach.
Pitcher. We'll talk about that when we come back. We're about ready to go?
Yeah, we are ready to go.
All right, we'll talk about that a little bit more when we come back. It's a fascinating story. Did you hear about it? This is the Hey Peanuts Sports Show. It's 95.7 FM and 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, along with 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA. We're also streaming live at beavercountyradio.com and on Facebook Live this evening. Call in 724-843-1888. We want to hear what you think.
The Beaver County Senior Day at the Mall is back on Wednesday, May 17th from 10 till 11 a.m. in the Rural King Corridor at the Beaver Valley Mall. This event will be bigger than before. Enjoy live entertainment with Tiffany Eckert with your favorite songs from Frank Sinatra, Billie Holiday, Nat King Cole, and more. There will be complimentary donuts and coffee for participants, lots of giveaways, and interactive demonstrations. The first 200 participants will receive an I Heart Senior Day t-shirt. For more information, please call 724-774-5654.
Beaver County Radio wants to pay tribute to our veterans on Memorial Day that have passed away. We are asking anyone who would like to pay tribute to a veteran that died in the line of duty, or any veteran who has passed away, to email a picture along with their name, years of service, and what year they passed away to fsparks@beavercountyradio.com. On Memorial Day, during live mic and teleforum, we will periodically read the names of those veterans on the air to honor them. Beaver County Radio's Memorial Day tribute to our veterans is being brought to you by Al's Corner, Town Square Restaurant, Slurp and Burp Boba Tea, CJ Rombold Engine Builders, Vintage Torque, Spratt's Funeral Home in Beaver Falls, Firehouse Subs, the Henderson Agency, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Rochester Smokehouse, Alvarez Hahn Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Hallowed Grounds, J. Young Refuse, TATCO Automotive, Carver Construction, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, and Beaver County Radio.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the PIAA and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Directors Association.
Thanks for tuning in to Beaver County Radio, created by local people in the St. Barnabas studios. 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts! Hey, welcome back to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show. Brought to you by TAMKO Building Supplies and TEK Roofing Specialist. Again, we started the first this month. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Dave, again. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Bill. All took advantage of the 10% off this month. All got all new roofs. All started and finished since the last time we did this show. So I'm proud to say things are going well for us in this department. We installed Titan XT shingles, wind resistance of 160 miles per hour. Got to go to the Jus1More Sports Bar. They have the best food. What are you doing on Mother's Day, Brian? Other than seeing your mom.
I'm going to hang out with my mom all day.
Do you guys go out to eat a lot?
No, I'll make food.
That's right.
I'll grill out.
Big Italian family. Pasquale's.
That's
Lots of
us.
food. That's a lot of food.
I'm not going to make.
I'm
tons
not
of food.
invited. I know. I wish I could be with my mom. She's down in Tennessee, and I can't go down there. But I'll be with my wife, mother of my children. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's.
Right.
That's
We
perfect.
typically go. I typically take her out to dinner, just like it's her birthday. Where do you want to go? So, Jus1More Sports Bar is offering a really special, nice. I can only imagine what they've come up with here. I've got a nice flyer here. It looks gorgeous. Brunch and Bubbly, Mommy and Me, Mimosa and Bubbly Bar. It's at the Jus1More Sports Bar on Sunday from 9 to 2. So if you're looking for somewhere special to take your mom, head down to Jus1More Sports Bar. I think in my mind, I just can only imagine how good it's going to be. When they do stuff special there, they really go overboard.
Well, I'm sure the food will be great.
Right. Secretly, I've never had a mimosa.
They're delicious.
Are they?
Yes.
It's literally just an orange juice with champagne. That's all
Right.
it is.
It's
I
like
know that, but I've never had one.
that's like better than peanut butter and jelly.
right.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I wouldn't quite go that far, but
I'm a beer drinker, so champagne is Miller. The champagne of beers.
Champagne beers. Yeah.
Miller High Life.
So, speaking of Mother's Day, I have something to announce real quick. I know last time on the show, I was talking about my sister being due anytime soon. She's already a mother, but now she's a mother of two. I'd like to welcome Gabrielle. She was born on Monday, 9 pounds, 2 ounces, and she was 20 and a half inches. So welcome to the
Very
family,
nice.
Gabrielle.
Congratulations.
To my sister and brother-in-law. And it's my mother's now 5th grandchild, all girls. So she's so happy.
How long was the labor?
Quick.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, like I was working with my brother that day. It's funny, and we got like a text that her water broke, and then like an hour later she gave the weight and everything. I was like, holy crap. So well done, Jackie.
Very good. That's nice. I was lucky with all my kids, most of them. One of them took forever, but most of my kids, the wife said, it's coming. And they were like, I don't know. They measure something down there.
Right.
Right. We don't have to get graphic on this radio show.
Please don't.
Right.
Right. But you're not ready. No, it's coming and it'll be here any second. And then all of a sudden check again. And then, oh, it's coming. And the one time the doctor was downstairs in the lounge and eating. And he had just been there 20 minutes earlier. It's going to be a while. He comes running up into the place because it's coming. Putting the gloves on. He's still like chewing his food. Catches the baby. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like
Ace Ventura 2, whenever he delivers the
that's
baby.
That's not what I was thinking, but yes. I was thinking Lynn Swan type of thing.
Oh,
He
okay.
caught that. I was trying to keep it more family, but I mean, Ace Ventura is a family movie. No?
Heck yeah.
I don't know. I don't let my
That
7-year-old
was Jim
watch
Carrey in his prime.
I don't need my 7-year-old mocking Pet Ventura. Don't need that. So anyhow, and I guess the big thing is, so do you want to cut the cord? And I'm like, no, you're going to getting paid. You do your job. I didn't want to do that part. I mean, what do you want me to cut the cord for? I don't know what I'm doing.
I have an umbilical cord story. It's funny that you bring that up because whenever my daughter was born, she'll be 17 next month, so this is years ago. The doctor delivered the baby, and I had to cut the umbilical cord. And as I went to cut the umbilical cord, I almost cut her foot.
Oh, jeez.
And the doctor had to grab her feet. And I was like, okay, my daughter's been alive for like seconds, and I'm the worst parent ever. And then I cut the cord. It was okay since then. So I've done well the 17 years past that.
My middle child, one of them anyway, too many kids. Anyhow, Elijah, he's the one that looks like me. Can't deny him. He's the golfer. But before he was born, this is another small story. I know we get back to sports, but I like the small stories. So I had this watch that they gave me, and it was a cheap watch. I could never get the alarm right. And I read this book, The Purpose-Driven Life. You ever read this book?
No.
You ever heard of it?
No. Sounds good, but
Very inspirational book.
right.
It's 40 chapters, 40 days, 40 nights. Supposed to get you closer to God. This, that, and the other. One of the things is you set your alarm on your watch for every 5 minutes or 10 minutes to just beep. And in every 10 minutes, you just say something to God. You don't necessarily have to make a formal prayer like it's the Sabbath, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. You just to open communication. It's one of the lessons in the book. I had done that, and so I was doing a lot of work, and they would ring at the wrong time, and but to me, it would always beep in the weird time, and it got me closer spiritually. But the big story is to bring in the child. When Elijah was born, when they gave him to me, as soon as they put me in his hands, my phone went off. And it was very emotional for me. It was very
that's
spiritual.
awesome. Great story.
Yeah. All right,
Very
so
good.
now we want to talk a little bit more about baseball. Do you remember Jacob Stallings?
I do remember. Okay, first off, his father was the head coach at Pitt. And then I remember the good story how his son got called up for the Pirates, and I believe he was like the backup catcher, and then he moved into the starting position for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yes.
Then we got rid of him. But you have a story about him.
Well, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Miami.
Miami. This was 2 days ago or 3 days ago?
So it was within the last week.
Yeah, within the last week. We've been talking about the beginning of the year, we're going to run out of pitchers. Teams are going to run out and have to pull position players. And I just think this part of the game is so exciting to me to watch. A kid who came up always wanting to pitch, or maybe could pitch, but he's a better catcher, or just like in the
Did he win a Gold Glove with the Pirates?
I think so.
Yeah, I think his
Pretty
final
sure he
year or the second to last year, he won the Gold Glove. So good catcher for the Pirates.
But he got called as a position pitcher, or Adolfo remember. I can't remember his last name. For
Atlanta.
For Atlanta.
You're talking about Ronald Acuna?
Acuna.
Yeah.
All right. I said Rodolfo. I said it should Ronaldo. Right?
We got the Rodolfo.
We
Yes.
have the Rodolfo. So anyhow, they pull him up, and first pitch is like a 40. I don't even know how he got it over there. A 45, is that right? 55. I don't know how he got it over. It looked like Billy Crystal was throwing out the first pitch to some game in Yankee Stadium, and it was a strike. And Acuna just looked at it like, just laughed like, really? I'm fixing to tee that up. And so he threw him another one. And I guess the timing, you just don't set your timing right, and he fouled it off. So now it's 2 strikes, no balls. And what's he do next? Right down the middle, bottom, well, I say right down the middle, bottom left corner, but it was definitely like the meat strike. Every pitch, every batter wants this pitch if you're right-handed. It's in the spot, 85 miles an hour, and Acuna just had to look at it. You're out. And it was just great to watch.
Yeah.
I like those type stories.
I do too, even though they come at sort of a pyrrhic cost because
It doesn't matter in the game.
right, exactly. I mean, I think the Braves were winning, I think like 12-4, something like that at that point.
They're the hottest team in baseball right now.
Well,
in my opinion.
they're one of the best teams in baseball right now.
Yes.
They have been for a few
even
years.
even of the best teams, they're the hottest team. I think in the NL, I think they're gonna stretch themselves away from everybody else in the NL. And I don't know. I don't know about the AL because the East is so stacked. Who's going to pull away? Who's going to do it? The Yankees got to, aren't they? They pay them too much money. Don't they have to be in it?
Here's what's weird about this. This is how weird this season is. The Yankees are in last place right now with 8.5 games to make up on the Rays.
But they're a half a game behind us.
No,
Yeah.
they're right now. As of right now,
Oh, they're
the
tied.
2 teams are tied.
They're tied. That's right.
The
Because we
Yankees
lost
are in
today.
last, the Pirates are in first, and both teams have the same record. That is about the screwiest thing you can imagine. And if I'm a Pirates fan, I am dancing on this fact as long as I possibly can.
Oh, correct. I am totally all about we're still in first, and it doesn't matter until we play the Brewers. As long as we're on the same
We
page.
don't even play
here.
the Brewers the rest of this month. This month is
No, we don't play until June.
We have Baltimore, and then Arizona, and then we're out west.
And then-
I guess Arizona's out west too, but
Yeah, well, it's the Orioles, then they come back. I think they're still on the road. Yeah, they have 3 against Baltimore, 2 against Detroit, then they're back
2 against Detroit.
and
Yeah.
then they're back home for a 6th-gamer against the Diamondbacks and Rangers.
Okay.
And the Rangers are hot. So all these teams that we were talking about, even just a couple weeks ago, we ran through this the month of May and what we had to face. And after the 2 sweeps that we had, we pretty haven't much an easy schedule. Now you look at that schedule and you go, oh my God, Diamondbacks are doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Orioles are looking like true competitors.
Yeah. But really, after that,
I don't
mean,
know about Detroit.
Detroit's not good. Detroit right now, I mean, again.
And that'll be the sign.
For-
If we can't beat Detroit and take care of business there, then that'll be the sign of really what's going to happen by the trade deadline. And when's that? That's coming up in middle of June to end of June?
No, it's the end of July.
End of
End of
July.
July.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had
And
it
then,
wrong.
and then I believe you can make trades still another month after that, but they have to get like approval type of it's
It could be like it is in the NHL where you can make the trades, you just can't play out for the rest of the year or can't qualify for the playoffs.
right.
But the Central, here's the thing, for as bad as the National League Central is, the AL Central is worse.
Correct.
yeah.
The Twins are 19-17, and they are in first place.
The Minnesota Twins.
And the Tigers are 2 games back at 17-19. They're 2 games back of the division lead and 2 games back of 500 at the same time. That's bad.
I hate to do this to you, but what if you're Ben Sherrington, or maybe you're Bob Nutting at the trade deadline in this situation that we're in right now with the way the standings are, and we're a half a game ahead, or even if we're a game behind. Are you all in? Do you think Nutting's going to put up the money and go, we're going for it this year because we were dead like the worst team in the league? Or are we just going to, you know what, this is not our year. Let's convince him that we're going to reinvest in the next year and we're competitive? Or do you think he's going to go? I think the trade deadline is going to be a very interesting time this year because in the past it was trade deadline it'll probably be every year. Trade line is we either selling our good guys to get money and prospects, or we're giving prospects and getting good guys to win now. And I think the Pirates are due to win now, so I hope that's what he does. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if we were in the American League East and there were so many good teams, then you just stay on the course. Because I think the idea was in 2025 to be relevant. I don't think anyone thought that the Pirates were going to be contending for the division this year. So now that we are almost 40 games in, I know it's still early, you don't want to sell any of your future away because we've been tanking and getting these absolute studs, supposedly, and building for a future. You definitely don't. Now, you can pick up a couple rental players for not much, but I think the big thing right now is they're holding their two best prospects down to develop them as ball players, specifically on the defensive side, when they could be bringing them up right now, and we could have more hitting because we have no hitting, especially from the catcher spot.
I think we should beat the deadline. I wish they would just be already all in. That just kills me. Beat the deadline, find the teams that are losing, and see what they want for their best pitcher, and let's put somebody in this rotation. It's all because that's where we're lacking. If we don't get pitching, we're the ones selling, and that's the sad part of truth about it.
Injuries has hurt us so far this year too.
I hope there's a record left when Cruz comes back, and hopefully he's going to be a salvation. But when you come back from ankle injury, you're not running as fast. I'm an experienced person in this department. You're not going to be as fast at first, but because they're going to try to put him in as soon as possible.
The shortstop has not gone very well on the defensive side
Right,
in the last 10 games.
But we don't need to hurt O'Neill Cruz in there trying to play shortstop. I'm just saying it might be a different player.
I don't even know if he'll be back this season.
It wouldn't bother me as long as we keep winning. Maybe late in the season when we know he's complete and he's passed everything and we know he's good, and then maybe, and he's like 100%. He's telling you he's 100%, and then you got him in October. If we're in October,
athletes tend to heal a little faster than the normal person too. I've noticed. I don't know if it's with just their physical.
You say I'm not an athlete. Is that what you're comparing? Like he's an athlete.
You are correct.
What are you trying to say? Let's go over. Just because I'm 53 doesn't mean I wasn't athletic. It takes.
I thought you were way older than 53.
Well,
you're 53.
I was born in 69.
All right, I'm 77.
No,
so.
you're not.
Yeah. I'm not. I was born in 77.
You said you were
1977.
You heard the same thing I did, didn't you, man?
No, I heard the same thing, but I interpreted exactly how it was supposed to be interpreted.
Oh, okay. I thought, all right.
But, and I'm not saying like performance-enhancing drugs. I'm not saying anything like that. But just.
I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
You don't get out of parasite. Well, I shouldn't say that. I knew some people that really they were healthier when they left Parris Island than when they got there. But I wouldn't say they were athletes. But I was an athlete when I was in the Marine Corps.
I'm sure you have to be.
Yeah. I competed.
Well, that's the ultimate competition.
Right? Yeah.
We did
that's
they
way
put me
more
on
competition
they
than
put me
baseball.
on this thing called a Panther Run. You ever heard of this thing?
No.
I have heard of a Panther Run.
What is your interpretation?
I've heard of it. I remind me what it is.
Okay, so you get 10-man teams, relays, 1 mile per man. You start at 7 o'clock in the morning, and whatever team can run the most miles in 24 hours.
And you run this in your boots, correct?
No. This is they
Or
they
do you have
have
like tennis shoes.
no colleges,
Oh,
country.
okay.
I competed against Japan, Spain, Germany. All these people came to this competition, and the Marine Corps had a team. We did not win.
Okay.
We did good. It's kind of one of those things. Can you run a 6-minute mile? I do it all the time when I was in the Marine Corps. It's nothing. The 6-minute mile is standard.
Right.
That's what they want you to run on a standard.
I did a 440 sub 440.
Okay. I guess we got to get out of here. No, we still got another. We got a couple of them.
Yeah, we got one more segment.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back to you, and we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA. We may delve into a little bit of the NFL, but I know we want to talk a little bit about basketball.
Playoff season.
The Kings still in it.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 75th season on Beaver County Radio. Tune in and listen to the Pirates Radio Network broadcast team as they take you through every pitch, hit, and out of the 2023 baseball season. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP WMBA 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM for all the action. Pirates baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Board, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Hi there, it's Scott from Pentatonics. So from the beginning of our journey in music, the foundation has been music education. It's so incredibly important that we continue to show kids the importance of music in our schools, in our homes, and even in the car. Music is such a powerful expression of emotion and individuality, and we are responsible for keeping the love for music alive. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Now entering our 75th year of serving Beaver County. You're listening to 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Part of the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Hey, Peanuts!
Hey, welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show, brought to you by TAMKO Building Supplies, TEK Roofing, 412-969-1167. Call us this month. Get your 10% discount. Roof's expensive. 10%'s a lot. Also get down to Jus1More Sports Bars Sunday for your Mother's Day. Get your mom a mimosa. I bet mothers like the mimosa.
If they have to put up with their kids, they probably definitely need a mimosa.
I asked my wife, what did she want for Mother's Day? She said for you guys to get out of the house and leave me alone for a day.
But, hey, sometimes you just need that relaxing day.
That's the way I feel on Father's Day. Right after I get the
Did she tell you to get out of the house on Father's Day, too?
I get great Father's Day gifts. Do you?
Oh, but yeah, my kid's the best.
Yeah.
Well, I'm biased, but yes.
My oldest, when he was real little, he found the top of a trophy in the ditch somewhere. It was gold, but it was definitely trash. Somehow this thing ended up. He grabbed it, wrapped it up. Wife didn't know about it. I mean, they went to the store and they got me something. I had a regular gift. I got you something else, Dad. Run upstairs, goes and brings it down, opens up. It's a golden statue. It's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Oh, he's like gold.
3. Yeah, he's 3.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I mounted it and put it on a trophy mount.
Yeah,
I actually put
those
it
are
back.
definitely better than
Put it back on the
store-bought
trophy
gifts.
and said Father's Day gift. It was really cool.
Nice.
Anyhow, I want to finish this real quick about the Panther run because we got cut off there.
Okay.
Because there's no way you could have done the 4.48.
Yeah, this was on
in
a
the Panther
track.
run.
I mean,
Well, you could have done it in the Panther run because you've got to do 24 hours of it. So the idea is to run 6-minute mile with 10 guys on your team. So
Okay.
you're running a mile every hour once an hour. And
it's 24 hours, so you do 24
hours,
miles.
24 miles.
Wow.
Right. So
that's almost a marathon.
Right. So, and that was the plan amongst my team. It was our plan, and we held true to about 5 o'clock. We started 7 in the morning, and then we held true to about 5, 6 o'clock, and then we started dropping off.
I mean, it happens.
5 o'clock the next morning, I walked that mile as fast as I could. I don't understand. Explain to you, and I didn't. After this thing was over, 2 days. They gave us 2 days off to recover. I would wake up, eat, and go back in the bed. It was that excruciating. You run a mile as fast as you can, and then wait 54 minutes. You cramp. It's a whole.
Yeah,
the
lactic
Panther
acid
run was absolutely the worst thing I ever did in the Marine Corps. Well, I wouldn't say that, but
I'm sure you have
it was
more
one
stories
of
that you can't even tell.
Well, I could tell him that way he wants to listen. I don't think war stories are just. I don't know. I talk to other Marines about war stories, but to the common person that's never been in the Marine Corps, the war story goes over their head or it becomes weird.
Yeah, I've never been in any armed.
They think too much of it. Oh, you poor soul. No, there was 150 of us. We all had to go through it. So, whatever. Anyhow, now we're going to talk basketball, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite subject.
Basketball. I'm a little worried about my Warriors, and I'm also worried for you because I know you're a LeBron hater.
I don't hate anyone.
Okay. You're a LeBron disliker.
A lot. A lot. Okay. Not a fan of his.
Yes, we're against hate. We're not a hate radio show here.
But
we love everybody.
They're up 3-1, and the Warriors, they are so bad outside of Curry. Offensively, they just do nothing to help him. And, Anthony Davis has been playing some great basketball, especially on defense, and a lot of the role players on the Lakers are just tearing it up. And they've been going at Steph Curry defensively, too.
It's one on, one off, one on, one off. They had one close game. Otherwise, they're blowouts. So it's one on, one off.
Well, they play tonight at 10. The Lakers are up 3-1. It's at San Francisco, or is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's at, okay. So it's at San Francisco or Golden State or whatever you want to call it. So I probably see the Warriors getting it back to 3-2, and then I could see the Lakers wrapping it up and moving on to the Western Conference Finals when they go back home.
Wow. That's all I can say. You can see them going to the finals.
The whole year, they weren't even in the hunt. They were in 13th.
It's like the Florida Panthers.
And yeah, talking about trade deadlines, they got rid of everybody and got a whole new supporting cast.
We get there, we're going to talk about the Panthers, but let's stay on basketball. So you have no faith in the Suns or Denver. It's the Lakers game. You don't think the other
No. I'm saying the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, I thought you meant to the finals.
The Lakers.
Yeah, I think the Lakers probably are going to go to the finals of the West.
Yes.
I don't
100%.
know. I don't know if they're going to go all the way. That dynamic at Phoenix looks really good when they're on. It's all four of these teams we're talking about. It's hot or cold night.
Right.
It's really, you don't know who you're going to get. I can't wait to see both teams be on fire at the same time and see what kind of game we get, because it's really lame to watch the Lakers beat the Warriors 125-100. And it's really lame to watch the Warriors win 100-75 or whatever when it's blown out. The last game they played, it was over by the fourth quarter. And even the players' energy was like that. You could just tell. It was just, oh, this one's over. Maybe we win the next one. We'll be on. You'll be off. And it's kind of strange. On the East now, I'm liking the Heat. I mean, I know we talked about this before. You're a big Butler fan.
Jimmy Butler's the best player in basketball right now.
He's the best.
It's undeniable.
But he didn't win the MVP.
Yeah, because Jokic.
So I guess that'll be the test, right? Because
Jokic
that's who it
should have won it. But Embiid did deserve it too. I can't complain about that.
Will that be the showdown?
It's gonna be Jimmy Butler versus Joel Embiid in the Eastern Conference Final for sure.
Doubt.
Even though they won't be covering each other, but
no faith in the other two.
I think the Knicks are. I think they're a joke.
That's over.
But
that's
Boston.
Over.
I mean, Boston can get hot. They play good defense. Tatum can get hot, so, I mean, they could win the next two, but I see the 76ers maybe, I don't know, maybe win it in 7. I think the 76ers in 7. I think Denver wins the next game back in the West in 6, so.
I can't remember. I mean, we had a sweep this year. I can't remember, and I probably should have done my research. This is my fault. But how many times they all go to 7 now in basketball? It's more money, right? It's more money to have 7 games than it is to have 4. And
Are you bringing up conspiracies? Referee conspiracies?
Don't you find it odd that I just beat you by 30, and then the next night you beat me by 30, and the next night I beat you by 30, and the next night you beat me by 30, and then on the 7th game it's actually a real game, and everybody really wants to watch it, and the ratings go through the roof? And you don't think that some corporate office is going, this is how we do it, guys. This is how we make this happen. But how do you do that in sports? I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist when it comes to that, but I do notice the anomaly of the what's going on. It just, some things just, they should be more random. It should be more 4-1 game, series at this stage, and not not so lopsided of a score. I mean, I could understand it if they were really close games every game, but every one of these Laker games is blown out except for one. Right?
Well, I have a theory about the referees calling fouls on the Warriors and not the Lakers.
I want to hear about this. I heard a little bit about this, but I want to let's get in detail, Brian. I want you to tell me exactly.
Now I get it. The Warriors shoot a lot of threes, and you don't typically get fouled on a jump shot like you would if you took the ball to the basket. You're more likely to get a foul called because the defender's trying to block your shot. On a 3, they're probably trying to close out. But the foul call differential is the largest in NBA history in the playoffs on their first 3 games since 2011. And the team that had the same disparity in foul calls were the Miami Heat. And I forget which player that the NBA loves to prop up and call a king and everything else.
Is it Tom Brady?
It might be Tom.
I bet you if you do the same thing in football and you look up all these winning seasons, you're going to find a penalty differential that always went in his favor too. And I understand what you're saying.
The tuck roll.
I totally agree.
The tuck roll was the premier example of that.
Right. Now, I know stars get calls, and I get that. Michael Jordan got calls. Everybody gets calls. But I guess Steve Kerr was really complaining about the flopping. And I brought up flopping for one specific reason. Did anybody see the owner of the Suns flop when Jokic elbowed him out of bounds?
It was hilarious.
I heard about that.
Okay, so what happened was the ball went out of bounds, and the owner's front and center right on the corner of the court, and I guess the guy next to him was holding the ball, and Jokic tried to grab the ball to get it back into play. This is the whistle's blown, everything's dead. And Jokic just, because they wouldn't give him the ball back, he just threw his elbow out and leveled the owner. He's like a young Mark Cuban type of owner who's, in the limelight.
Yeah, I don't think he knew
who
flopped. He didn't know who the owner was.
I didn't know who it was till the next day.
No. I mean, Jokic didn't know who it was when he confronted the guy and did this. And the owner, in return, flopped. And apparently, I guess I did follow that story. Apparently, they got together after, and it's all good. No one's mad.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
It's all good and fun.
They probably had a mimosa about it.
I don't think that. Where's he from again, Jokic?
He's from the Denver Nuggets. He's the two-time
he was
MVP.
born in Denver? No.
Where's
he from?
Eastern Europe.
I don't know. Where does mimosa come from? That sounds
Croatian?
Spanish.
Mimosa, that's probably Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cinco de Mayo is not Spanish. I learned that.
What is Cinco de Mayo then?
It's Mexican.
It's a corporate American holiday.
Right. It's not their Independence Day. I knew
you
that.
Go to Mexico and they don't even celebrate it. They don't even know what you're talking about. Similar to Ireland, they don't even celebrate St. Patty's Day in the same fashion we do. We throw down on St. Patty's Day. They go to church and they shut the bar down. That's it.
Oh, really?
They
Did
shut
not know
the
that.
bar down. We open every bar
And
from
nobody
one
goes to
coast
church.
to the coast, and no one goes to church.
So we're in agreements here. I don't know if anybody else is. So we're thinking it's going to be the Miami Heat versus the 76ers, and the Lakers versus, what are we saying, the Nuggets? Eastern Western Conference Finals when we come back here next Wednesday. Will that be the matchup?
No.
No? Who's going to upset somebody?
I like the Suns. I don't know how. I mean, again, and I mean, the verdict's still out. I know it's 3-1, but I have to stick with my pick.
Oh, no, the Suns have 2 wins.
No, the Warriors have to stick with my Warrior
the
pick.
Warriors.
I got to stick with my Warrior
So
pick.
you're saying Suns and Warriors?
I'm thinking Suns and Warriors.
I hope you're right. I really do. As much as I don't like Draymond Green either.
That's okay.
He kind of blew that game.
I think I narrowed it down. I was talking to someone else. We can't say the greatest basketball player of all time. You have to say the greatest position of this player of all time. So Steph Curry is the greatest, or or whatever aspect of their game is the greatest of all time. Steph Curry is by far the greatest shooter of all time.
I disagree.
Michael Jordan was the greatest playmaker in basketball.
He was the greatest everything.
Greatest defensive player could be, who do you think?
Michael Jordan?
No, you can't name anybody on the Bulls team after you get past Jordan. Who's the greatest defensive player?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Ben Wallace, which nobody else will say, but I will.
Detroit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was tough.
He was so undersized. He covered Shaq in the, what was it, the 04 finals.
What happened to this guy? What about him?
He was good.
Defensive.
He's from Georgetown. I love everybody from Georgetown.
Where's he from?
Who?
Mutombo. Is he from?
Mutombo's from Georgetown. Yeah.
No. Here we go again.
Here we go. I don't know where they were born.
I think he's Kenyan. When we were off the air, we were talking about Kenyan runners. So
yeah, they train up in the hills,
right?
So there's no oxygen. So I mean, I know a lot of distance runners from the United States now go train in Kenya for the lack of oxygen.
I went there when I was in the Marine Corps. Nairobi, not a clean place, but it's fun. It's not clean. All of northeastern Africa is not a clean place, and if they wouldn't ordered me there, I wouldn't have went, and I'm never going back, and I don't suggest people to go. I hope that's not bad for the show, but stay away from northeastern Africa. It's bad. Somalia is bad.
I've really never been out of the country. I'm so sheltered. I went to Niagara Falls and I went to Windsor, Canada, but I don't even think that really counts. I can see the United States still.
It counts technically,
right?
One of my friends wanted to go, and I told him no. They'll kidnap you and hold you for ransom, and how much money do you think someone would give to have you come back? And he was, oh, I'm not going. I'm not going to go. Are we already at the end of the show?
We're already at the end of the show.
Wow.
Too much mimosa talk.
I guess so, man. I told you we need 2 hours. It's been really fun. You had a chance this weekend. Go out to Fox Run Golf Course. I need to mention this real quick. They Saturday and Sunday, all summer long, after 3 o'clock, kids golf for free with a paying adults. That's a great deal. Get a kid out there. Get them out of the house. Get them off the phone. Let them play some golf. Give me a call if you need a new roof. TEK Roofing Specialist at 412-969-1167. And get down to the Jus1More Sports Bar for Mother's Day. Get you a mimosa. And then maybe I'll try one. I'll tell you what it tastes like next Wednesday, 6 to 7. I'm still working on trying to get us some more time here. Call and let them know. We haven't had any complaints, but we need someone to say, hey, give him an extra hour. That's 724-843-1888. You guys have a great night, and we can't wait to see you next time.
Hello, my name is Dan Viscuso, and I'm working to get elected as the next magisterial district judge for the District 36-301 seated in New Brighton.